You think being an NHL GM is the dream job. The war room, the draft table, the suits nodding when you speak. You're the architect, the mastermind, the chess player moving the pieces while the rest of us are just pawns, right? Yeah, until you realize you're playing chess on a board made of quicksand, and every move you make just digs you deeper. Because the second you get that GM title, the clock starts ticking. Fans want a cup yesterday. The owner wants a 5-year plan delivered in 2. And the media, they're waiting, salivating, for you to screw up. You thought you were hired to build a winner. Nah, you're hired to not get fired. Every game, you're judged. Every trade, every draft pick, every free agent signing, you're either a genius or an idiot, no in between. And it doesn't matter if the team's in year 1 of a rebuild, or if you inherited a dumpster fire from the last guy who left skid marks in the parking lot on his way out. You own it now. All of it. Your franchise player demands a trade? Your fault. Your power play stinks? Your fault. The hotshot rookie you drafted turns into a glorified beer league floater? Yep, still your fault. And when the team starts losing, and they will, it's not the players they blame, not the coach. It's you. Because you're the suit, the scapegoat in a tie, the guy who thought he could outsmart the system, and just ended up being another name on a long list of guys who couldn't get it done. And here's the kicker. When the team does win, you don't even get the credit. Nope, that's the coach's genius, the captain's leadership, the core's chemistry. But when they lose, when the rebuild stalls, when the star you signed to an 8-year deal ages like milk in the sun, that's all you, buddy. You wanted the dream job. Congrats. You got the nightmare. And it's about to get worse. Because just when you think you've got a handle on it, here comes the draft. A table full of 17-year-old prospects and expert scouts telling you this kid is the next McDavid, while another scout whispers he might just be a head case who ghosts his teammates on Fortnite. Good luck deciding. So buckle up, GM, because your future is about to come down to a teenage kid who still needs permission to use the bathroom on team flights. The draft is a hope-filled minefield, and you're about to step right into it. The NHL Draft, your big chance to build the future. Or more likely, the moment you doom your franchise for the next decade. It's a circus, a clown show of scouting reports, personality tests, and grainy footage of teenagers dangling around kids half their size in leagues nobody cares about. You sit at the draft table with your war room of scouts who have been arguing all year. One guy swears this kid's the next Crosby. Another says he's softer than a Dairy Queen Blizzard. Your analytics nerd is drooling over Corsi and zone exits. Your old school guy is pounding the table for character. And you've got to decide. Do you take the flashy forward with 120 points and no clue how to play defense? The shutdown D-man who skates like a fridge but wins battles? Or the goalie? God help you, the goalie with upside who might just as easily end up flipping burgers in 3 years. You're gambling your job on teenagers. Kids who still have braces. Kids who get drafted, put on a hat, do the awkward handshake on stage, and smile for the cameras, while their agent is already whispering in their ear about when they're going to hold out for more money. And when that first round pick busts, oh, the fans will let you hear it. You passed on that guy for this? Fire him. Worst draft in team history. Never mind that 25 other GMs passed too. Never mind that scouting 17-year-olds is like trying to predict the weather in 2030. You picked him. He flopped. It's your name on the dartboard now. And even when you do hit it on a kid, don't get too comfortable, because that kid, your kid, will be looking for a fat extension before he even knows how to shave. And if you screw up the contract, well, welcome to cap hell, where your top 6 wingers contract ages worse than milk in the sun, and your core players eat half the payroll, while the depth guys you actually need are asking for raises. Time to start moving money around, and hope you don't end up trading your best player just to stay under the cap. Cap gymnastics? That's next, and it's gonna get ugly. The NHL salary cap, designed to keep teams competitive. In reality, it's a noose slowly tightening around your neck. You've got $83.5 million to build a championship roster. Sounds doable, right? Wrong, because half of that is already gone the second you hand out a loyalty contract to a fan favorite winger, who used to score 30 goals back when gas was $1 a liter. But now he's 34, skating like he's pulling a trailer and eating up $8 million a year. Your star center wants $11 million because some other team paid their guy that much. Your defensive man wants a no-move clause, a yacht, and his name engraved on the side of the building. And the backup goalie? He just posted a 3.10 goals against average and wants a raise too. Meanwhile, the gritty fourth liner you actually need, the guy who blocks shots with his teeth and plays for peanuts, he's walking because you can't afford him. You're stuck. Trapped in cap hell. So you start moving money around like a desperate accountant in a Ponzi scheme, burying bad contracts in the minors, throwing in draft picks just to dump salaries, praying some GM is drunk enough to take that overpaid bottom six forward off your hands. But the fans, they don't care about your cap struggles. Oh, you can't afford to keep the whole core together? Boo-hoo. Figure it out. Yeah, figure it out by paying $4 million a year for a guy who hasn't scored since the Obama administration, and whose contract you can't even buy out because of some clause your predecessor snuck in while you were in the bathroom. And when the deadline hits, and you can't make the big trade because you've got $12.47 million in cap space, the fans roast you. The media buries you. And the owner? He's already dialing up the next guy who thinks they can make it work. The salary cap is a rigged game. And spoiler, you're the sucker. But don't worry, there's always free agency, a chance to overpay for yesterday's stars, and make a whole new set of mistakes that'll haunt your cap sheet for years. Buckle up, July 1st is coming, and it's a feeding frenzy. July 1st, the market opens, the phones light up, the fans are hyped. This is the year, they say. The missing piece, they scream. The reality? It's an overpriced garage sale for players whose best years are already in the rearview mirror. You've got holes in your lineup and desperation in your eyes. A top six winger? That's $7 million a year for a guy whose last 20-goal season came when Fortnite was still in beta. A top four defenseman? Good luck. You'll pay $6.5 million for a traffic cone with a stick. Oh, and the best part? The fans are the loudest voices pushing you into it. Sign him, they chant. Pay whatever it takes, they demand. And when you do, the ink's not even dry before they're in your replies, flaming you for the term, the cap hit, the fact he's 32 with bad knees and no wheels. You know the truth. Free agency is a scam. It's musical chairs for GMs where every chair costs an extra $1 million per year. And the second the music stops, you're stuck with a guy who hasn't backchecked since the Bush presidency. But you have to do it, right? The media's counting down the minutes. The fans are refreshing Twitter. Your owner's asking what big moves you've made. So you signed the best available forward on the market. And 6 months later, you're watching him turn pucks over on the power play, gasping for air on the back check and muttering, "Why the hell did I sign this guy?" Meanwhile, that one good deal you made, the bargain contract you somehow landed, nobody talks about that. They just remind you every single game about the contract you signed for that power forward who hasn't thrown a hit in 3 seasons. And when you try to trade him, oh, good luck. His contract's got more protection than a presidential motorcade. So when your shiny new free agent busts, and he will, there's only one move left in your playbook. Fire the coach. Blame the system. Spin the press conference like you're selling snake oil. And pray the fans don't notice you've been duct taping a sinking ship. Spoiler, they notice. They always notice. Because when the team starts losing, and they will, the first head to roll isn't yours. Not yet. It's the coach. Always the coach. And as a GM, that's your favorite move. Fire the coach. Reset the narrative. Buy yourself a few months of goodwill before the fans turn on you. It's a ritual, a cycle, a blood sacrifice to the hockey gods when the team goes 3-7-2 in November. And when you introduced a new guy at the press conference, oh, it's all buzzwords and spin. We needed a new voice in the room. He's a great communicator. This is a fresh start for the team. Translation? You're hoping the new coach can duct tape a broken roster together before your own seat lights on fire. But here's the thing. Every coach is a genius until the power play dries up. Every coach is a motivator until the top line goes cold. Every coach is the solution until the team loses 5 in a row and the fans start chanting, "Fire his ass too." So you fire 1, then 2, then 3. At some point you realize you're just recycling the same names. Peter Laviolette, hired. Bruce Boudreau, hired. Rick Tocchet, hired. Your own assistant coach, promoted. Fired. Rehired, fired again. You keep swapping out the face behind the bench like it's going to fix anything. And the fans, they love it. Until the next collapse, when they remember who built the roster in the first place. That's you. You're the constant. You're the problem they can't fire. Not yet, but the clock's ticking. And when the fans do turn on you, and they will, you'll wish it was just a few angry tweets. Because the fans, they're not just angry, they're a mob, and they've got receipts. Welcome to the endless battle of pleasing the unpleasable. The fans. Good luck, you'll need it. Ah yes, the fans. Your team's so-called lifeblood. The reason the lights stay on. The same people who will beg you to go all in at the deadline, then light you up like a Christmas tree when you trade their favorite prospect for a 30-year-old rental. They want a superstar without giving up picks. They want to rebuild without any actual losing. They demand bold moves, but when it backfires, oh buddy, you're the clown. Every decision you make gets judged by 10,000 people who've never so much as played NHL 24 on All-Star mode, but still know exactly how you should run the team. And don't think you can hide in your office. They're in your mentions, your DMs, your family barbecues. They find your old high school yearbook photo, Photoshop you into a clown suit, and post it under top 10 worst GMs in the league. Draft a kid who turns into a star? Yeah, well, it was the obvious pick. Trade for a guy who struggles? Fire him. How did you not see this coming? Lock up your captain to a massive extension? Great. Now we're stuck paying for his declining years. Let him walk? Worst GM in franchise history. You're playing a game you can't win. If you're too aggressive, you're reckless. If you're too cautious, you're gutless. And when your team misses the playoffs by a single point, it's your fault for not pulling the trigger at the deadline. Never mind the injuries, the bad bounces, the fact your star goalie forgot how to stop pucks after the All-Star break. Nope, it's your roster, your choices, your mess. And the best part, even if you do somehow build a contender, even if you get them within a game of the cup, one bounce, one bad penalty, one blown lead, and you're still the guy they want gone. Because they don't care about context, they care about nuance, they care about results. You are the villain in their story, and guess what? You'll never be the hero. And if you think this nightmare ends when you get fired, oh buddy, that's when the real pain begins. Because your legacy, it's not a statue, it's not a banner, it's a punchline. Next up, the part where your career gets roasted by podcasts, YouTube channels, and Reddit threads for the next 20 years. Let's talk about the legacy. Here's the brutal truth. GM, you will get fired. Not maybe, not if, when. You'll hold the press conference, say all the right things. Grateful for the opportunity, proud of the work we've done. Wish the team all the best moving forward. Translation, you're packing your desk while the new guy's already on the phone with your former star player, promising him everything you couldn't. And as you walk out the door, they don't call you visionary or builder. They call you the problem, the scapegoat, the guy who handed out the worst contract in franchise history. Your trades? Lopsided. Your drafts? Bust city. Your plan? A joke. And the best part, your replacement, he's a genius. At least for the first few months. He tears down your roster, flips your assets, blames you for the mess, and the fans buy it. Every podcast, every Reddit thread, every YouTube 10 worst trades of all time video, your name is front and center. They drag up that one draft where you passed on a superstar for a character guy. They replay the clip of you looking smug at the presser after signing that aging forward to an 8-year deal. They meme your face onto a trash can and call it the cap era. You're not a person anymore. You're a cautionary tale. And when your first round pick does turn into a star, oh, no credit for you. That's the new guy's win now. He's the genius who saw potential, while you're the idiot who never developed him properly. Your name? It's on the trade trees, meme threads, and trivia questions like, which GM thought that was a good idea? No one remembers the wins, the shrewd signings, the fact you built a culture from ashes. They remember the failures, the misses, the bad contracts, the blown leads. And when it's all said and done, your legacy isn't a banner in the rafters. It's a roast that lives forever on the internet. So yeah, being an NHL GM, it's the dream job. For about 5 minutes. Then the draft busts, the cap crunch, the fans with pitchforks, and the owner breathing down your neck. Turn that dream into a slow, public execution. You sacrifice your life for the job. You miss birthdays, holidays, and sleep. You spend years grinding, scheming, sacrificing. You build a vision, only to get fired before you can see it through. Your name becomes a meme, your legacy a cautionary tale. And when the team finally wins, 5-10 years down the line, they won't say it was your foundation. They'll say it was the new guy, the fresh voice, the bold leader, the genius who saved the franchise. You'll just be a punchline in a podcast, a top 10 worst trade segment on YouTube, a Reddit full of gifs and brutal nicknames. That's the life of an NHL GM. No loyalty, no legacy, just a resume, a severance check, and a reminder that no matter how much you gave to the game, it never really cared about you. So yeah, that's why it sucks to be an NHL GM.